And we're back.
We crashed. Must have been Trump.
Definitely was Trump.
Yeah. So you were saying you went to the White House?
Yeah, this guy, he invited me out and he had the White House signature in his email and all that. And he wanted me to perform at Andrews Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went there and did a little private thing, and everyone really thought I was the president. It was a pretty memorable experience, but my sister sang happy birthday. They do a monthly birthday celebration there, and then he was supposed to follow us up with a tour of the West Wing and the Oval Office and meet Obama. And when we got to the White House, we had no special clearance. We had to wait with everyone in the public lines. Didn't even have access to the West Wing or anything. We just got the public tour, and then his whole demeanor changed. Like once we got there, it was, oh, we're going to do this, this, and that. Then we got there, and he got what he wanted out of me already. And, he realized that his pull wasn't going to get him anywhere. So then he treated us to lunch, and he was just an idiot. But I felt bad because my whole family took off work, drove from Chicago to DC, and I'm
Right.
thinking, we're going to meet him, and it just all fell through.
So when you did meet him, did he know that you were an impersonator?
I don't know. It was really kind of fast and furious. My friend Sarah Uphoff, she was the director of surrogates for the campaign, and it was at a fundraiser here. Foo Fighters were performing. Jack Black was hosting. I was next to like Don Cheadle, Wolfgang Puck, Mila Kunis, and all these other celebrities. So I was up in the celebrity section where there's just a little concert thing separating you. So he's coming by, shaking everyone's hand. He's just, "How are you? Good to see you. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, thank you so much." And I got "How are you? Thank you so much." And I think I said, "Mr. President, thank you for everything." And he was already on the next guy. So
Oh,
he was just in rapid fire. There wasn't like everyone says when you look at it, like there's a moment where, I mean, he knows who I am. He knew about me at the time before then. Um, this was on his second campaign, so I'd already been playing him for years. Um, and he knew about me in Chicago, so he knew it, but there wasn't any like, "Hey, Reg," kind of, "I love you, man. I love you too, Mr. President." It was just like a boom, 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 and done.
yeah. Maybe one day.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
But you did play him in Barbershop and War Machine, right?
yeah. Barbershop, War Machine. I've been on the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and other kids shows and things.
Any
That was
stories?
awesome. Meeting Brad Pitt was awesome. I always grew up watching him and admiring him. And we did our scene on a tarmac in London, and I was flown in just for the scene, and they drove me up in a replica. It actually used to be the Beast. It's been retired, so I mean, the windows are a good inch thick, bulletproof glass, whatever. And we're getting ready to shoot the shot, and he comes up. They drop him off on set, and he sees me, and he just goes, "No way, no way!" He's like, "You are so awesome, man. You are so awesome." I'm like, "You're awesome." And there's just an awesome exchange of energy because some stars you meet, you expect them to be so cool, even when you're on set and they're just in their own thing. They don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to get on, boom, boom, and they're gone. I'm not going to say any names, but he was the opposite. He's everything you ever wanted him to be. And that was so solidifying. I'm like, "Oh, my mom wants a video. She wants or a picture and whatever." And then our scene ended up going really long, and it was really cold out there and windy and everything. And long story short, everyone's leaving in the end. And he was standing around and he's like, "Hey, we got to get that picture for your mom." I'm like, "Oh, one of the PAs took my phone away. I'm so sorry." So then he's like, "No, we're going to get that picture." So he stayed with me on set. Like, we were probably the last two people just to get the picture for my mom, which meant something to him because he knew it meant something to me. And for him to be that big of a star was just solidified in my book that, I love people like that are as cool as you want them to be. They deserve to be in that position of power and whatever they've earned instead of some people just go sour, they get used to the treatment. And when I did Barbershop, there was one of those on set that was the opposite. But, if that's really no surprise if you know her work. But everyone else, Ice Cube comes up to me and he's just like, "Hey, man, can we take a selfie?" And I was like, of course. And Common, like when they wrapped me on set, I'm being applauded by, Regina King, uh, who Common, Ice Cube. JB Smoove, like all these people that I grew up watching were applauding me, and it was just one of those moments where it's just like, you got to let it sink in, and it was awesome. Or not Regina King, was it Regina Hall? Some Regina, whoever was in the movie.
No, I gotta check those movies to see you.
It's okay. And the funny thing about Barbershop is when we went to the premiere, we're by like Martin Lawrence, and there's all these people sitting around us, and it was feeling all cool. And we're waiting for it, and my scene never shows up, and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, what
Uh,
happened? And then the end of the movie comes, and right when they get to the credits, they start playing my scene because they wanted to shoot. They wanted everyone to think that I really was Obama, and 85% or 95% of the screening audience actually thought I was. So mission accomplished. But when you're waiting for your big scene on screen with all these people, people go to get up and then they see it still going, and then people sit back down, and I'm like, this is my moment. So yeah, it's fun.
and how did your mother love the picture with Brad Pitt?
Oh, I don't even know if she saw it because it was a Netflix thing, so it wasn't like a big screening or anything that we were invited to. I wasn't invited to the red carpet like usual, so I think she thought it was cool, but it wasn't anything like where we
No,
were all together.
the picture
Oh,
for
the
her.
picture?
Yeah,
Oh, she loved it, of course. I mean, God, that was like next level. It's just something that most people can't ever do, and to be able to do these things, especially when I don't know. It's just so cool. And like I said, when like Ice Cube asks me to take a selfie, I
yeah,
have so many experiences that you would never even believe. And the way that celebrities act around me when I'm in character is awesome. It's just unreal.
that's cool. So, but are you afraid of ever? I don't know if you know that movie Birdman. Do you know the
Oh
movie?
yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, me too. Uh, are you ever afraid of becoming lost in the Obama persona where you hear
No,
his voice?
no, not at all. If you see me, like, there are people and impressionists that definitely got lost years ago that walk around Hollywood dressed just like the person that they look like, and that line is completely blurred. Like if I'm not being paid or doing some sort of charity or something in character, you're not going to find me going to the grocery store like, "How are you? Good to see you. Who do I look like? Oh, you want a picture? Oh, like it's very. I'm on my skateboard. I'm doing something, like that. I enjoy my life and I treat it like it should be. It's fun at times, but it also, like I said, not everyone's a fan. You can't go into every room looking like that and expecting people to be entertained and what you want. And I've learned that the hard way. But either way, I wouldn't be dressing up like that every day and like I'm the president and treat me. No, call me Mr. President. And whatever. It's definitely a job and fun when I'm in character, but no.
It will make for a great movie, though.
Thank you. Let's write it, baby.
Yeah. So where do you want to see your career go from now on, or where do you see it going?
Well, lately I have been, the past couple of years, I've transitioned into corporate speaking as myself. I mean, my keynote's called How I Became the President of the United States.
Hmm.
So I come out with full Secret Service as Obama, do like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 of customized comedy like I always do. And then while I'm playing some video clips, I take off the makeup live on stage. So I deconstruct the character and then I tell my life story about overcoming everything and
So
finding my path. And
show you're doing it's kind of a stage show.
yeah, but not anymore. I was, and
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to be. Again, I really want to, but it's more of I haven't opened it to the public. It's just like, a corporate keynote that I've been offering, and it's been well received all over the world. So I'm building on that. I've started to write a book. Also, it's kind of a manual for life that I'll share more about once that's more developed. But yeah, I mean, it's brought me to, like I said, around the world and back again, and so many amazing moments and memories. And I'll definitely do all the good Obama bookings until they dry up, if they do. But in the meantime, like you said, I just have to remember my goals. I've reached pretty much every goal that I've set for this character. Money's never really been a motivating factor for me. It's always been happiness and connecting and, you know, thankfully for a period of time, it was very lucrative for me, but that's not always going to be just like right now, you know, we all found ourselves in a position where the world economy just got flattened. Um, so who knows where it's going to go, but I'm just focusing on the book, being a good person, still helping it out. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. If I see your car broken down the middle of the street, I'll push you no matter what.
Mhm.
It's like, it's so crazy how politics have started to, you
Yeah,
know, provide, but at the same time, when we meet each other face to face, it's like you're still a person and you still
right.
need help. So that's the way I think the country should go. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've been to so many places and done so many things I never thought I would have done or would have been. So the future is bright and full of possibilities.
Do you see yourself going back to regular acting?
I mean, yeah, I could. And I definitely talked about that with my agent the other day and just saying now that this is kind of capped and I did see it slow, you know, the past year where it was booming. Trump's first year was my busiest year ever. But yeah, I mean, but then again, I'm picky over roles. I just don't want any role. And I tell them the same thing. I'm not just going to play some dumbass role that I don't think has any substance or character or something I want to be a part of, like a lot of actors. And that's nothing on them if they want to increase their reel. But I don't use I'm not motivated by the same things a lot of people are motivated by. You know, number one, money being something that doesn't really motivate me. So um, I pass on a lot of things, even Obama bookings, if people try to get me to say and do things, even with a lot of money. And I'm just like, no, go find some other idiot who's going to do that. I'm not going to tarnish my image, my reputation, or the image and reputation of him if I don't think it's funny or worth doing. So, you know, I'm very choosy, which puts me in a different bracket than a lot of other people.
And do you see yourself taking that a show to the theater? Maybe.
I thought about it, you know, and I also thought about incorporating a lot of other political characters, friends of mine over the years, to building out like a more political comedy show because that's not being offered. So it is. It's just kind of trying to focus. I have so many different, you know, coals in the fire right now, and just trying to figure out, you know, it's about building the A team because you can't do everything by myself. So you need people to kind of like, oh, you're great at this, then we're going to sign you. Unlike Trump, who can do everything by himself and is the best at everything, I need a team of people to help accomplish my goals.
And what advice would you give to someone that's starting in a business or wants to follow that path?
I would always tell people to take advice and direction from people who either are where you want to be or have been to where you want to be at. You know, a lot of people are going to give you advice, family and friends included, that have no idea what the hell they're talking about, you know. And I read books every day that, you know, like The Daily Stoic, that Ryan Holiday, this is an awesome book. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but if not,
Yeah, I've
pick
heard.
it up. I gave it to Evan. I recommended it to Evan. He picked it up. He loves it. Every day they give you one thing to focus on. And this is coming from over 2,000 years old, from Marcus Aurelius, old Rome, Epictetus, these old philosophers. Things haven't changed in 2,000 years, believe it or not, as far as society, problems, and things that they dealt with then that we're dealing with now. So it's not just about knowing these things. You have to put them in action. You can't just know something. You have to change something if you want it to change. People just think that they're gonna because they're hot or because you know they have certain followers on here that you know they're gonna be something, and that's not you know the way that it really works. Some people can slip through the cracks and become notoriously famous for you know stupid stuff, but the fact of the matter is it takes you a long time to land the roles that you're gonna need, you know, that are gonna put you to where you want to be. So and you have to have the talent to sustain it. And I actually brought this out. This was from just like a Denny's. It's like a little Waffle House, you know, here, a chain. And we did it while we were waiting for our breakfast to be delivered. But both of these lead to the same, from the entrance to the exit, lead to the same exit. And I think it's such a great metaphor for life. This can be taking and implying all the good, you know, lessons and teachings, and when people are looking out for you and giving you advice, as opposed to most people that get distracted, they go do all these things, they end up down all the wrong things just to get to the same spot that you would if you find, follow advice and do things the way you know they should be done. And I've held on to this for years. I have it right next to my desk because it keeps me motivated. It's like, and it's so true. There's so many times my uncle Orlando, my uncle Billy, my mom, my brothers, I've gotten advice and I just didn't use it. I thought I knew better. And then years later, I end up at the place where I could have been years before if I just would have implemented that. So don't just talk about it, be about it, like they say, and put things to work. And it's just, my mom always said, if you always do what you always did, you're always going to get what you always got. And no matter how you break that down, it is so true. You want your life to change, do things differently than you do now. You want to lose weight? Guess what? Change your diet, increase your exercise. Do what you know you need to do. You can't say, oh, look at that, whatever. That's what you got to do.
Good advice. Final question. How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered just kind of how I am, and I know people will talk either way. They're going to say the good and the bad. So I am passionate. I think I'm funny. Other people think I'm funny. I hope that's how they remember me. But I can also be a pain in the ass. If I see something that you're doing that, where I can help you, motivate you, my younger brother, Jonathan, I can make him laugh like nobody else can, but I can also get on his back, and push him to be better and whatever. So I think that, they're going to remember me as someone who always was there to help, always wanted to help, cared about people, and was funny. And hopefully, have changed lives to have my legacy live on beyond just me, where people, oh, Reggie would have done that, or, oh, let's, do that. Because I don't know who said it, but to live for yourself is to live selfishly, and to live for others is to live selflessly. And, when your legacy is to be, goes on way beyond you, that's more important to me than anything. I don't just want to be mentioned. I want people to do conscious things for other people and be good because of things that I've shown them or remembering me of doing that.
That's awesome. So I want to thank you for your time. It was great meeting you and to know your story. I think it was very important, and I think you're very talented. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, if you ever come out to LA, let's hang. And if I get back to Portugal, where are you at?
Yeah. What?
Where are you at exactly?
I'm close to Lisbon. I'm very
Oh,
close. Yeah.
yeah. I was there, geez, 3 years ago for the Web Summit.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I wish I had more time. It was, yeah, I had such a great time. Beautiful city.
Yes, it is. Hope you come back soon. And
Me too. I'll let you know.
yeah, thank you so much for your time.
All
All the
right,
best.
take care. You too. Thanks.
Take care.
Adios.